Hi guys, there've been a couple of you been stuck on last week's task on the creative project. So I'd just like to go through and have this opportunity to speak to you, whether it's by a video or not, and explain what people have done that have achieved really well in this and what you have to do. Okay? So as I said to you before, if you remember, a stimulus is a starting point for drama. It can be a picture, it can be a word, it can be a concept, it can be a script. Okay, and you're going to give 3 stimulus and you're going to use them as a starting point for your drama to create either a play, a musical, a TV show. Okay, and that's what we're doing in the project. And then you're going to create a pitch presentation, but that is once all the steps in the process have been completed first. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to chat to you about them. So, this case, it's a forest, and when you're looking at the stimulus, you're asking yourself questions like who, what, where, why, when. So, I went to the forest, and my first thought would be if I'm writing on this, I would write down Enchanted Forest. Okay, so next to that, I would edit that, or edit the worksheet, or write on, print it out and write it out, or a bit of paper, Enchanted Forest. Right, what else I think about it? Well, it looks really magical. Look, that could be a fairy over there. That's a fairy, right? Okay. There's a shadow there. Quite dark. Okay, so I could write down the word dark. Okay. I could write down magical. I could write down and then I start to think about what could happen there. So it could be like Enchanted Forest with fairies and pixies. 2 campers are found lost in this forest. Someone has abducted someone into this forest. Okay, there is a celebration happening in this forest. Okay, so I would literally just write down all my ideas coming off of that. Okay, little branches. Now, what you can do is you can make branches upon branches. If I start off and say magical, and right, I'll go, okay, right, what else is magical? Spells, potions, animals, places, okay? And then I can work off that. So although my idea doesn't need to be based on that particular slide, then I can go further on that, okay? And I can then start building branches upon branches. Okay, I'm going to show you an example of somebody that's did this really well, okay? So the next one is, if you try, you'll never know. So you're thinking about your W's again, right? Okay, what? What will you never try, you never know? Well, a lot of people say, I can't do that maths test. How do you know if you tried it? I don't like that food. How do you know? Have you tried it? Okay. So it could be someone who's conquering a fear of heights, someone who is wanting to skydive. It could be somebody that's got a bucket list and is wanting to do these things before they die. It could be somebody that's getting bullied and thinking, I'll never be able to stand up to them. Or somebody wants to be on the stage and think, I'll never be able to do that. Okay. Or somebody wants to become a lawyer and thinks, I'll never be able to do that. So it's round about kind of ambitions, hopes, dreams, conquering fear, conquering anxiety, conquering personal challenges, okay? And it's actually a really good example of that in the video for the Hall of Fame. If you look at the fact is the girl is actually blind and she becomes a dancer. And if you look at the fact is the guy's from really bad upbringing, he becomes a boxer. So there's really positive ideas about, you know, conquering things and giving things a go from that. So there should be ideas round about there. So your third stimuli is very much like to do with mind control. So you might think about mind control. I tell you what to wear, what to eat, what to think, what to love, and what to fear. Okay, it's a television. Now it's a very old television, so you might take ideas from that and say, right, I'm setting it in the 80s. Okay, I'm setting it in the 70s. You might think about governments trying to control people. There was actually a book called 1984, and it was all about Big Brother watching you, okay? And sometimes people think like today's society is a bit like that too, where, you know, we're constantly being told what to do, okay? So you could base it on the pandemic, you could base it on the fact is it's to do with social media. and people are telling you what to do and what to think. Okay, it could be bullying, somebody bullying another, having control of another person. It could be domestic abuse. It could be sort of an influence thing. It could be a director. Okay, I tell you what to say, what to do. I pay your wages, a boss-employee relationship. So there's lots of ideas based on that you could come up with. Okay, and what you're now going to do is create a mind map. Now, I have given you a worksheet to use on that, but some people have done it as well. So, for example, you think about topics. So I said to you before, magic, fantasy, dreams, spells, supernatural. From supernatural, I could put witches, I could put down vampires, I could put down spells, and these could be all topics that then I work from, okay? I've given you an idea of a topic there. Think about, brainstorm ideas around about achievement, and brainstorm ideas around about the theme of rules and control, okay? And I gave you some examples of how to do this. Now, before I go on to lesson 2, which I'll do in a separate video, I want to show you an example of an actual mind map that has actually been filled in here. If I can find you one. Right, so there you go. There's one there. So somebody's done one, okay? And you can see there that the amount of detail that they've gone into it, which is absolutely fantastic, okay? And they've written down loads of different ideas. Now, at Nat 4 and Nat 5, this is what we're kind of looking for, to you to be able to detail ideas about what you think could have happened, okay? And from the point of these little ideas, then you can then develop them into more detail. So hopefully this has helped you understand a little bit more about what you have to do in task 1. Okay, thanks guys, bye.